That's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will
by all means,
compromise
keep
your
talking
privacy.
about it. Is there any way you can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
seriously?
Yeah, no, dude. There's fucking lunatics out there.
Okay.
Whoa.
Off the air, I'll cut.
All right.
Jeez. I love how surprised he is. Jeez.
Well, you can mention the amount.
Absolutely crazy people out there.
Okay, yeah. Whew. All right. I don't know why that got so flat.
You got one question to ask Don Rickles.
Who killed Kennedy?
You think he knows?
Well, yeah. Well, he hung out with Sinatra. I figure 6 degrees of separation. He probably knows. Yeah, why not? Where's Jimmy Hoffa? I'd ask him one of those. You ask him 3 mob questions. One of them he's got the answer to.
You don't have any kids.
No, I don't. I don't like the way you said that. Like you said it's very... You don't have any kids. No, I don't have any kids. I'm going to adopt.
That's nice.
I'm going to rescue a couple of the children that work till 4 in the morning to put this. They make them catch it when it rains. Okay, and you have to stand out there until it's full. And if it doesn't rain that day, you actually get beaten, and they dock your pay because you didn't do the rain dance right. And then we sit here and we drink this shit, and we wonder why China hates us.
When did you start shaving your head? It looks good.
When did I start shaving? I shaved it. I had my first special. I had it shaved.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah.
When I saw you in New York
I'm
for the Patrice
glad
thing.
you liked it.
I
I see you losing the roof there in the back.
Yeah,
You'll be right there with me.
I'll be there
We'll do a buddy cop show.
Exactly.
All right, 2 balding old guys
Exactly.
going after some hairy criminal.
Where did you play the cop on Breaking
Played a
Bad?
cop in
Breaking
like
Bad.
9 things. I wasn't a cop in Breaking Bad. I had my head shaved on my first special. You didn't do your research. You were so busy worried about this matching this, and now
Where
look
were
at
you
you.
a cop?
Huh?
What
You're
show were
starting
you
to
a
get
cop
sweat on your upper lip.
Because I'm nervous, because I'm fucking this up.
Are you from Southie?
No, that's a Goodwill Hunting question that I've answered for 15 years, ever since that movie came out. Are you good at math? Do you like apples? Oh, from flannel_toilet, semicolon. When do you think moonshine will make their big comeback? Well, moon shoes. I can't read, by the way. Do you think moon shoes will make their big comeback? What are moon shoes?
It's like trampolines on your feet, just you're bouncing around like you're on the moon.
I didn't know that they ever had them. Flannel toilet? I had no idea. But if I had to guess, when did they come up?
I don't know.
Does anybody fucking know? Jesus Christ.
Can women be funny?
Will you guys just fucking grow up and just sit down and write your own horse shit and come up with it? Start your own fucking show. Have your own award show. Quit waiting around for other people to do shit for you. That's the fucking problem. If you guys had your own big club and I was standing outside of it, you'd never fucking let me in. I'd start my own shit. You guys got to start your own shit. You got brains in there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So write your own shit and quit your fucking whining. We're all eating a giant shit sandwich out here. Nobody cares. I don't care.
Absolutely, but I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a web person.
The fuck up. It makes no difference whether you got a dick or a twat. All right? Just do what the fuck you want to do, and hopefully people respond to it. But this fucking horseshit of quotas and all of this crap become undeniable. Well, when was the last time you went on stage and you killed so hard the person after you bombed? If you're fucking doing that on a regular basis, people are going to notice regardless of what you have between your legs. I don't know how to say it. How would you say that?
Be a man.
Be a man. Oh, I see. Obeah. God, I'm stupid. What is your favorite Pokemon and Pixar? I'm too old for that. I have no idea what that is. That's that creepy little yellow thing? There goes eyes.
This is Southside Steve, and this is Southside Steve TV, and this is Bill Burr.
That's your question?
I'm just saying who you are.
Oh, yeah, all right. I don't like you. Creep me out with that big microphone and that country western shirt.
Oh, no, this isn't country western. It's like, it's hip now to wear this. This is my nightclub look. Yeah, come on.
All right. You're what is this? Rock 100.5. This is the worst interview I've ever done. And he's wearing Stetson cologne or something. It's just really overpowering.
How you doing?
You know what he looks like? He looks like the first guy who gets his ass kicked in a Steven Seagal movie.
No.
The background guy behind the big kingpin. Why don't you handle this?
I'm a huge fan of hockey. I love it. And I love that people don't get it down in the States. I love it. I love it. Why do they let them fight? I can't see the puck. It's like music to my ears. It's like, good, yeah, get out of here. Just get out of here. Let me watch it in peace.
Do you remember when they lit up the puck for a few years on
Fox
TV?
News, yeah.
That was you guys.
Do you know? No, but the NHL.
Well,
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Time out. The NHL is you guys too. So all the owners had to agree with that. And you all had to be like, we gotta like expand this thing.
We thought we'd funnel money into Canada and keep it here, but you guys took it over, like you tend to do. But
I'm not going to apologize for that.
No, you're big on the,
I mean, that's just business, dude. You're acting like we came and knocked you on the head. You know what we're about.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. Wait a second. Fellow white person, not native to this country. How did you guys get this up here? Did the Native Americans go, oh, well, we like these white guys. You can have all that land. Jesus Christ.
No,
I get it. Your shit smells like maple syrup up here. Is that what you're telling me? All right. Yeah. I'll go with it.
You know, I was reading a little bit about you, and it says that you have a tendency to kind of go with your first thought.
Yeah.
Because reading makes you sleepy.
That's right. And my first thought is this is the best week to be here, the week before the Super Bowl.
That is so true.
Before all the whores fly in, you know?
Yeah.
Just want to get out.
Wow.
Just want to get out of here before that. What is true? This is like the Oscars for prostitutes.
Okay, all right.
This entire week.
Let's remember we're G-rated here, folks.
Is there any specific preparing that you do when you do an urban room, or you just do your regular material?
Yeah, I rent car wash, and I watch. No, it was.
Soul Glow.
Yeah, Soul Glow. I watch that. I make sure I buy a couple of Red Fox albums. I start talking like this when I get on stage.
You're at your girlfriend's sister's house. Sister's just had a baby. Cute little baby, 3-4 months old, when they're just a blob of squishiness. Very cute. Right. Comes over, hands you the baby. You're sitting in the living room on the armchair. You're holding the baby up. Baby keeps putting his little feet right on your crotch. Wiggling around his soft little feet, pushing, stomping like grapes. Right. You start to feel a natural physiological response to that.
Yet for some reason I don't move the baby. I just let it continue to step on my junk.
In this situation, yes.
Yeah. Okay, absolutely.
So now.
Makes total sense.
In talk your way out of it, everything makes sense.
Okay.
So now you're at, I'm going to call 3/4 mast. The sister comes over to grab the baby because it started to cry.
I'm wearing sweatpants.
You got sweatpants on. Sister picks up the baby. The mother, your girl, the sister, all look down. They see it. Talk your way out of it.
I mean, what was I supposed to do? It was stepping on my dick. Was I supposed to throw it on the floor? I mean, it's a fucking baby. It's over here like it's trying to make wine on my cock and balls. You fucking hold it. See what happens to your dick. Happy holidays. There you go. I'm out of it.
Happy
holidays. Just go with honesty. This game's easy.
So your Christian background is part of the show. Or at
Yes,
least
and
2
I wanted
episodes.
to talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Who did?
I'm telling you, you need to Google.
Oh, good Lord.
So did you feel you were
probably
being disrespectful, or just you were just having fun with some of the crucifixes and stuff like that?
I don't even know I mean, we did maybe 2 jokes about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
You know what? Technically,
they just sort of kept moving them around. Like those killer whales at SeaWorld. After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
All right, I'm not totally following, but I don't think I want to.
You know what I'm talking about? It's a morning show. I understand.
I like it. Thank you
I
for being
came on.
positive.
That kid was
Positive.
missed the graduation, and then it was a feel-good story.
It was a feel-good, and we want to leave.
If you want to feel good about America, you watch the morning shows. You don't watch this, you know.
And
we
watch-
were joking earlier. If that kid's story about the graduation was late night, that would have been a whole different story.
What do you think?
He's still missing. We can't find him. All we found was his hat. But you watch in the morning. It's great. It all worked out. He got his own personal graduation. Like, I was in such a great mood. Look how yellow this couch is. It's like the sun.
Let's think out you are a major conspiracy theorist.
I'm a realist, though.
Yes.
Conspiracy theory has gotten a bad name where now it's become synonymous with like moronic thought. Like if you're into conspiracy theory, if you think like the bankers need to be stopped, then you also think the moon is made out of cheese, and you think that there's shifters and like lizard people. You know, they just try to knock it down. It's like this country started with a conspiracy. That's how it came. We won, so they're considered heroes and rebels, you know, whatever, revolutionaries. But if they lost, they would be hanged for conspiring. Yeah. It's not like it spontaneously happened.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden everybody just picked up a gun and started shooting at the British. You know, they sat around.
They planned it out.
They planned it out.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting tired of these people. What do you
It's funny when you said we won. I'm like, did we really win? But I understand what you're saying. Now,
is that African American thing?
Yeah.
Good. Hey, can you do a shout out for Oldhead?
What is it?
The Old Fart Network.
Oh, the Old Fart Network. Okay. Hey, what's going on, you old? What's going on, you old sons of bitches? Turn up your hearing aid. You're watching the Old Fart Channel.
What do you think about population, world population?
It's completely out of control.
Well, what about be fruitful and multiply?
I think we did that. I think we achieved that goal, and it's time to move on to something else. I mean, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Like, I think we need to kind of curb the babies for a minute, let some older people die off, you know, and I don't know. I think like a good number's about, about 500 million.
Oh, really?
600, let the oceans come back.
Yeah, but how do you choose?
Give people some space
But you're
again.
not. You're not talking about death panels. You're just talking about attrition.
Yeah, just
birth control then.
Birth control. Old people die. Somebody falls off a ladder.
Right.
You gradually, you taper it up.
Here's what I think: maybe get rid of seatbelts. I mean, there's some things we could do to move things
just
along.
get rid of medicine.
Get rid of medicine.
Yeah, all these diseases we're trying to stop is nature actually keeping us in check, but we can contemplate like love and loss in our own mortality. So we think these diseases are bad. They are bad, but animals get them all the time, and it keeps them in check. And we stopped all of that shit.
Get rid of medicine.
Get rid of medicine. Get rid of
Live a healthy
hospitals.
life. Eat well. Get rid of pesticides.
If it wasn't for modern medicine, I wouldn't even be talking to you right now. I should not be here. I had a ruptured appendix in 1980. I should have died under a stack of wool blankets on a prairie, but I didn't.
Eating green Jello?
Yeah, and no, here I am. Just walking around, taking up space, driving a car, polluting a river in my own way, adding my hole to the ozone layer. I mean. So, anyways, you know what what's that? What? That dude isn't driving. I said, but he's bullshit. It's like, what is bullshit? What? Whatever. It's one of those dudes doesn't understand you doing a character. He thinks that I'm saying that shit. Was my grandmother saying that shit? Is that what it is? Jesus Christ. Huh? Let me change the subject. It's my fucking act. I'll talk about what the fuck I want to talk about. Like I'm a fucking jukebox or something up here. Hey, hey, That's really irritating because I was about ready to change the subject. Now I feel like I can't. But you think, Jesus Christ. See, it's all smelling that urine all day. It makes people angry down here. His face is just so... Rocky wouldn't say any shit like that, man. Really good. All right, time is flying by here. All right. What is this? All right. Plowing ahead, ignoring the people to the right, just plowing ahead, getting into my own comedy zone, blocking it out. I was watching the Oprah Winfrey show the other night. Is this subject okay with you? Fantastic. I'm just gonna clear every subject with you for the rest of the fucking way. This subject is okay, this one is not. You will. This doesn't come up here and beat the shit out of me. That's a difficult thing too when a woman comes at you. That's a fucked up situation. When a woman comes out fucking slang. Why isn't it fucked up? Huh? What? What happened? It was all peace and love and harmony. Huh? Oh, to knock her out?
Yeah, that's right.
That shit never works though. It doesn't work. I'm telling you, that situation, it's like fucking kryptonite. Huh? It's a comedy show, right? So we're going on here, it was a comedy show, and all of a sudden, the crowd is heckling itself at this point. The fucking... Yo, you tell table 22 that table 26 says, shut the fuck up! I don't know what's going on. I didn't want it to be like this. I didn't want it to be like this. I just wanted to tell some jokes, make a little money, have a good time, eat a cheesesteak a little bit later. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. I wasn't trying to stir any shit up. I have no problems with anybody. DJ, play We Are the World. Just get that fucking thing going and just some sort of... some shit. Just break out some holy water. Something. Good God almighty. It's always the late show. It's always the late show. People get a little fucking... get fucking crazy.
I gotta tell you though, becoming a dad though is the greatest thing that ever happened to me, man. It really is. I don't have any jokes about my kid. No, it is. And you're applauding my wife. She did all the work. Yeah. Yeah, knocking a woman up, that's easy. You just have fun. You unprotected sex, bam, you knock them up, and then they have to deal with it, you know? No matter how much they try to drag you into it, it really is, it's their show. You know? I always say my wife, when my wife was pregnant, I would say my wife, you know, she's pregnant. And then I always have these people like, excuse me, you're supposed to say we're pregnant? You're supposed to say we're pregnant? It's like, well, I'm not a seahorse, so I'm not fucking pregnant. My wife is pregnant. Look at her, she's putting on weight, her feet are swelling up. You know, she's miserable, fucking miserable. I'm still doing pull-ups, I'm crushing it. While being pregnant, I'm still drinking, smoking, yeah. Every white person likes to lie to themselves that they were alive, you know, 150 years ago, that they would have been working on the Underground Railroad, trying to help slaves escape, right? I would have been one of the good white people. I would have taken time out of my day, risked my life. And the reality is you'd be doing back then exactly what you're doing today. Nothing. Not a fucking thing. Maybe a little hashtag, Black Lives Matter. Oh my God, my heart breaks on my L-shaped couch. My favorite thing about the Black Lives Matter marches was the store windows that would have the plywood over the windows, and then it would say Black Lives Matter on top of the plywood. I just love the duality of that message, you know? It's like, Black Lives Matter, we're all the same, we're all one. Don't burn down my store, you fucking animals. Everybody is welcome in this store. Anyone can come in, one at a time. Follow him. Like, how many times have you driven out to a bar going, I'm just gonna have one, all of a sudden you had like 11, right? And you're hammered, and you're thinking, but you're responsible. You're drunk, but you're responsible. You're like, God damn it, I drove my car here tonight. God damn it, I'm driving it home, all right? I'm not gonna burden this place of business by taking up a parking space in this completely empty parking lot for the next 6 hours. I am not advocating drinking and driving, but I will tell you, there's nothing better than when all your friends and family know you're hammered. There's nothing better than that walk to the car. It's incredible. Women are screaming, people tearing at your clothes. You feel like you're in the Beatles. Oh my God, no! Stop! And you're like, no autographs! I'm sorry, I have to go. I'll be back.
Get him off me! All my heroes are going down. Arnold Schwarzenegger, another great man. Another great man. Taken down by that gold-digging whore of a maid he's got. And I'm not saying he's not a piece of shit for doing what he did. It was a piece of shit move. But how come only he got chastised? What about the maid? Why was she called the maid that entire story? She was never called a whore, ever. Just boggled my mind. She knew his wife, first name basis, played with their kids, fucked her husband in their own goddamn bed. That's right down the checklist. First ballot Hall of Fame whore, right there. Never. Why do you think she hooked up with him? Because of that 1987 flat top he's still rocking? The giant space between his teeth I could put this mic cord through? Or do you think maybe it's all that kindergarten cop money laying around the goddamn bedroom?
It was this kind of hilarious moment, like last year, where they started to try and cancel, like, dead people. Remember that? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, like, John Wayne was trending. I'm like, what, do they got some found footage? You got a new movie coming out that maybe they shelved? And all of a sudden, it was all these stupid-ass woke white people, right? Oh, my God, did you see what John Wayne said in Playboy in 1971? This is a bunch of fucking white people, all up in arms, about a dead white guy. I can no longer tolerate this. I can no longer tolerate dead for 45 years, John Wayne, saying things in a magazine that doesn't exist anymore. I am here for black people. You know what did amaze me during all of this was the amount of shit that doctors got from non-doctors / complete fucking morons. People who had to go to summer school. According to my internet research, if you take a little bleach, vitamin D, and aspirin. Like, my favorite heckle doctors got from people was like, dude, what's the last thing they even cured? What? Fucking polio? It's like, no, HPV. They just came out with the vaccine for HPV. No more warts on your dick. We should be carrying these people around on our shoulders. Thank you for not having to make me go down to the doctor and be like, that's not a birthmark, is it? Or even worse, you're too shy to go, so you try to do self-surgery with a frozen Bud Light can. Stick it on there, freeze it off. Every relationship, there's the person that does the dishes and the person that lets them soak, right? They don't let them soak. They know you're gonna do them. They're just waiting you out. And after a while, you can't fucking take it anymore. They're just sitting there. You gotta go out and you start doing it. And then what do? They sit in the other room and they wait like they don't know what you're doing. And they wait till they hear pots and pans. And that's when the show starts. That's when they come running in like, what? Oh, I was gonna do those. What? And you're like, no, you weren't. They've been sitting here for 8 hours. I got my hands in room temperature waters with scrambled eggs floating around. Don't gaslight me. You're a fucking animal. You were raised by animals. Get out of my sight. Don't yell at me. It went from men not listening to women at all to just this total overcorrection that anything they fucking said means it happens, you know? They got these hashtags like, you know, believe women, right? It's a little open-ended, huh? It's just straight across the fucking board, all of them, every last fucking one of them. What about the psychos? What about the ones that key your car and light your shit on fire because you didn't fucking answer a text? What about them? How about you believe like 88%, and that last 12% that's out of their fucking minds? You know, I think that's a fair percentage, wouldn't you? No? Are you too afraid to not believe? No, I know. That's the world we're fucking living in right now. And then, you know, and then people just like, did you see that story? You can't make something like that up. I always want to be like, well, did you see Star Wars? I mean, somebody made that up. They made like fucking 15 of them, you know? People can make shit up, right? You're part of the fucking problem. Get the fuck out, you know? Pro-choice always made sense to me
because I don't like people telling me what to do. And I always just like, it's your body. Who the fuck am I to tell you what to do with your body? So that always made sense, all right? However, I still think you're killing a baby. See? That's where it gets weird. It's not a baby yet. That's what they say, which may or may not be true. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I'll tell you, my gut tells me that doesn't make sense. It's not a baby yet. That would be like if I was making a cake and I poured some batter in a pan and I put it in the oven, and then 5 minutes later you came by and you grabbed the pan, you threw it across the floor, and I went, what the fuck, you just ruined my birthday cake? And then you were like, well, that wasn't a cake yet. It's like, well, it would have been. If you didn't do what you just did, there would have been a cake in 50 minutes. Something happened to that cake, you cake murdering son of a bitch, right?
My girlfriend doesn't like it because she says I have a temper. She's like, you know, it's just not that you're trying to fix things. It's that you get frustrated, you punch the wall, the dog starts shaking. I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, you're a comedian. You should tell jokes. He's a plumber. He should plumb, right? Trying to explain to her that losing your shit is part of the process of fixing something. Everybody does that. You buy, right? Yeah. You buy something at IKEA. You get halfway through putting it together. You're like, dude, where the fuck is the fucking... Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Well, honey, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Why? You want to put it together? You want? Well, then you put it together. You put together this fucking particle board piece of fucking shit. Its instructions make no sense. I will buy another one. I will buy another one. I'll buy fucking 5 and smash 4 if I want to. Don't tell me what to do. Oh, go to your mother's. I don't give a shit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, what story are you going to tell? This one, right? Not the part about how I pay all the fucking bills, right? I realize that there's some animal guys out there, okay? Horrible guys, you know, have a rough day at the factory, come home, tuna casserole, and just start swinging, all right? I'm not trying to say that those people don't exist. I realize they exist. They should be buried underneath the prison, okay? So if I can admit that, ladies, can you at least admit that every ass kicking doesn't just fall out of the fucking sky? Really? Even hockey has 2 minutes for instigating, right? They understand that some back and forth happened before that shit, you know? You know what it is? Is every case is handled like that Rihanna one, where they just say, the guy's a piece of shit, fuck this guy, blah, 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 send him to jail, and then they never ask anything about that. You know, I'm not saying he should have done it, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying, dude, in your heart of hearts, what do you think was going down before that happened? You think she was just sitting there going, oh my God, Baskin Robbins, you want to get some ice cream? You fucking... You know? Or do you think maybe they were having some epic end of the relationship fight and some crazy shit was being said? Maybe she was screaming in his ear some crazy female shit like, oh, fuck all your friends, I don't give a fuck! Maybe that's why I sell more albums than you, motherfucker! Right? To be fair, she could have just been sitting there going, I need a tissue. Do you keep those in the glove box? Oh my God, I'll bring my out! I'll bring my out! The hell have I been doing with my life? Trying to get in shape, man. I hate going to the gym, so I decided I'd go veggie twice a week. Brutal. I can only make it till about 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, that's what I realized about myself. Something has to die every day in order for me to live. Something's got to get its beak chopped off, feathers yanked, uppercut to its jaw, just in order for me to survive. I'm trying. I saw this thing, though, that they said if everybody went vegan. If everybody went vegan, though, it would be vegetarian, whatever the hell they said, one of those V ones, right? And they said it would be great for the environment, you know, because I guess there's all this cattle standing around, and when they fart, the gas goes up in the atmosphere and causes something. You know, if everybody went vegan, the air would be, if everybody drove an electric car, if everybody just had some snowshoes on. Nobody has the balls to come out and say it and just say, look, 85% of you have to go. You know what? You're full of shit. You are. All those feminists are full of shit, because I'm going to tell you right now, someday there's going to be the first woman president, which means you don't even know what her fucking platform is, and you automatically cheer. It's got the same genitalia. I'm telling you, they're not smart people. Feminists, they're not as smart as they're coming off. I'm telling you. Someday, there's going to be the first female president, which means there's going to be the first male first lady. And you wait. You fucking wait. The first time that dude opens his mouth about some political shit, you watch all these feminists. They're all going to be, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. It is her time now. It is her time. She was elected, not you. Go pick out some plates, bitch. You are the first lady.
I don't mind that people use roids. I think they should use roids because they're using themselves as guinea pigs, and it'll all trickle down to us one day. And after they messed up, you know, their heads get all big. I'm saying by the time we're 80, they're gonna have like a steroid vaporizer that you can just inhale, and you're gonna have abs. I'll get a full head of hair, and you're gonna be banging some hot 65-year-old. And it's all gonna be because of these athletes and the sacrifices that they make that no one appreciates. Those guys in the 70s, the stuff they took in the 70s.
Oh, in the 70s, the steroids were crazy.
It was like horse tranquilizers. You came out with like a mane, just slapping children around.
They didn't have a mane. No one had a mane.
Some people would argue that.
So it's good for the sport.
I love it.
Like, I dated this girl one time. She was like really into like women's issues. So we used to always have these dumbass arguments. Like one time she came up to me and she goes, okay, explain this to me, Bill. Why does a guy make more an hour to do the exact same job, huh? I go, I'll tell you why. Because in the unlikely event that we're both on a Titanic and it starts to sink, for some fucked up reason, you get to leave with the kids and I have to stay. If there's a house fire, it's always women and children first. I gotta stand there with like the back of my shirt on fire going, let's go, people, let's go, let's go. So that's how I look at it. That if something fucked up happens, either I can't leave or I gotta like get in the way of it to give you a head start, like rabid dog, run honey, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You hear a bump in the night, I gotta go check it out, like yes, he does have a knife. Anytime there's a hostage situation, who do they negotiate for first? Well, at least let the women and children go. Well, what about me? Bullets hurt me too. Why the fuck do I gotta stay in the vault?
I'm surprised feminists haven't had a problem with the French language yet.
It's like, what's this gender? There's no such thing
why
as gender.
is la maison? Why is the house feminine? Is he saying that women are supposed to fucking stay home and fucking cook for you? And I'm in the middle of watching the World Series, and out of nowhere, they have this moment, stand up to cancer. I'm watching a ball game, and all of a sudden, everybody stands up, holding up a sign of somebody that they either know that's dying of cancer or died of it in the middle of the game. It's just like, what are you doing? Trying to watch a game here. You know, no, there's a time and a place. Look, I know somebody that has died of cancer. I would never go to the movies with you and in the middle of it hit pause and be like, oh, by the way, Conan, I know this guy. He died of cancer. It was horrific. I could have lifted him up off the sheet with 2 fingers. It was horrible. Hey, enjoy. Oh, by the way, I got molested when I was 9. Enjoy the rest of it.
Have a little empathy here. Put yourself in a lesbian's shoes. Who do lesbians date? Women. Who do they move in with? Women. Who do they get in relationships with? Women. Who do they eventually marry? Women. And I was thinking like, oh my God, I did that. I know what it's like to live with one of those fucking things. I know exactly what that is. It's hopeless. Trying to make them happy. Hey, I bought you the shiny thing. Did I do it right? Huh? Trying to get them to take responsibility for their actions. Not gonna happen. The best you're gonna get is I'm sorry, but I know what it's like to be winning a fucking argument. You're winning, and then they turn it around. They're crying. You're apologizing. You're thinking, what the fuck just happened? How am I losing this shit? I had you on the ropes. You feel so dumb. You gotta go for a walk. And you're just thinking, how did I lose again? And then you figure it out. It makes you feel stupid. And then you see some bald idiot with a giant orange mustache. And you're like, you know what? Why don't you take some of that shit? I think I know how to raise a kid. You know what it is? You just play catch with them. That's how you raise a kid. You play catch with them. You just talk about life. You distract them by throwing the ball. They don't even notice. You're filling their heads up with your theories. Right? You don't do it the old school way, the way your parents used to. Sit down across from you. You want to tell me about your day? Right? What's that, son? We're not going to church today. Fuck that. That's all a bunch of bullshit. God's everywhere, but I got to go down there to see him? Really? And he's mad at me down there and I owe you money? Go fuck yourself. It's not down, it's in here. They try to take it. It's in here. You do something good, you feel good. You do something bad, you feel bad, you know? Unless you're like a sociopath and you don't feel shit. Unless you got somebody duct taped upside down in your apartment, you know? And if you do something like that, I want you to feel like you can come to me, you know? Yeah, come to me, confess all of that. We'll go down to the precinct, we'll tell them everything. Yeah, I'm gonna turn you in. This isn't fucking Dexter. What are you mind? I saw a woman a couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts bitching, going like, I don't understand. How come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? Right? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to sit there like dumbfounded, like, oh, I don't know. Why is that? That is a conundrum. I have no idea. Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any fucking tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000-seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night. The promoter lost his fucking ass on that gig. So let's talk white women here, shall we? Let's talk white women. White women, you're amazing. Amazing your accomplishments over the last few years. I gotta tell you, the way white women somehow hijacked the woke movement, generals around the world should be analyzing this. Just to refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserved, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds. And then somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line. I don't know how they did it. I've never heard so much complaining in my life from white women. My life is so hard with my SUV and my heated seats. You have no idea what it's like to be me. Trash and white guys, the nerve. Where's the camera? The nerve of you white women. Listen, I don't want to speak ill of my bitches here, okay? I don't. But let's go back in history here, okay? You guys stood by us toxic white males through centuries of our crimes against humanity. You rolled around in the blood money, and occasionally when you wanted to sneak off and hook up with a black dude, if you got caught, you said it wasn't consensual. Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did. So why don't you shut up, sit down next to me, and take your talking to. Thank you.
No means no, that's another one. No means no. It's like, no, it doesn't. All right? Look, no means no. No, that means no. All right, but no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh my God. You're being so bad. Stop it. No. Yeah, that's not a fucking no. That means I want to do it, but I'm afraid you're going to judge me, so I'm just going to make it look like it was your idea so you don't figure out that I've already performed this act with 40 other fucking people. Right? But then you go to court and you get a bad read and there's some guy reading it. Your Honor, she said no. Stop it. What are you doing? You're being so bad. Yeah, and you're just sitting there like, she didn't fucking say it like that. She didn't say it like that. Yeah. So now everybody's just like scared shitless. You know? Because I guess if women ran the world, there'd be no war. Evidently, there'd be no due process either. So you just gotta sit there going, No, it's fucking nuts. People are so scared now. You have the male feminist. Like, where the fuck did that come from? Just out of nowhere, last couple years. I'm a male feminist. I've always championed women. No, you haven't. You haven't. This shit came out and you're fucking scared. You did something. You grabbed some fucking titties. What the fuck did you do that you have to overcorrect that fucking hard? What kind of a man who still has his balls is walking around saying that he's a male feminist? I'm a male feminist. I totally see the way you see the fucking world. It's impossible as a man who was raised right. You can't do it. You're a man. Look, you can agree with it. You can empathize, sympathy. You can do all of that shit. But you can't be it any more than I can stand here and just be like, I'm a Black Panther. Fight the power. And then I walk out the door, a blue-eyed white dude, and I get to live that fucking life, right? I don't know, ladies. I don't buy it. Maybe you do. I don't. Anytime I hear a guy say I'm a male feminist, I always just think that is the most pathetic, limp dick way ever to try and get some pussy, right? Like that is literally the fucking game you had when you were on a first date when you were 16, you were all nervous and your whole game plan was just agree with her, maybe she'll touch it. So, what are your favorite bands? I like whatever you like. Will you touch it now? Did I do it right? Yeah, it's a weird time right now. I'm glad that I'm fucking, married now. I don't gotta fucking deal with any of that shit. Younger guys, I don't know. How do you deal with it? Like, what was really fucked up in all of this now is what about women who like it rough, right? That doesn't happen here in the jolly old England, right? Not at all. Everybody gets all dead silent. Big fucking elephant in the fucking room, right? Yeah. How the fuck do you... What's that?
Ask for consent.
Ask for consent? Doesn't that take the mood? Well, Jesus, that kind of took it in a weird way. Dude, whatever the fuck I was saying, however you heard it, that's not what the fuck I'm saying, all right? I really listened to this Me Too movement. I think for the first time in my life, I'm gonna ask for consent. I'm really gonna do it this time. I've been feeling... This is why you can't judge comedians. Do you understand this? Do you understand what the fuck I was saying and how this fucking jackass just heard it? The second it comes out of my mouth, it's not what I said anymore. It goes into your fucking ear hole and gets cut with your whole fucking childhood. Oh, this is what he means. Sir, if I could get along with my point, if you wouldn't mind that. No, like fucking women who like it rough. Like, that's gotta be so fucking weird. I remember when I was a single man, long time ago. A lot of hair ago, right? Still wasn't a good look, but I was single. I was out there taking some at-bats. I remember that shit. You meet a woman, when it started going down that road, like you knew you were gonna hook up, what you try to do, you try to get a jump on it, right? You try to figure out what they liked in the bedroom, because you wanted to satisfy them, because there's nothing worse than if you don't satisfy them, and you know they're gonna tell all their friends, and then you gotta fucking move, and now there's social media, you got a fucking nickname, it's a nightmare. So you just try to, you try to do, a little fucking intelligence, you'd be sitting there hanging out, just being like, yeah, so, what are you into? What do you like to do, right? One night I asked this woman that, she set her drink down, she looked me right in the eye, she's like, I like to get fucked. And I knew what she meant. I was like, all right, this is gonna be one of these. Okay, here we go. We're gonna have to go hard on this one, right? We had a great fucking time. Now, I don't know how I would hit today. I would just be like, all right, I know what you wanna do, but like, you're gonna have to do it. You understand? Like, I'm just gonna stand here and then you just back into me however hard you want. You control how hard you're backing into me. Then I'm gonna lay my hand on your shoulder. You can put your ponytail in it. I will slowly close my hand around it. And if at any point you want to yank your head like that, that's on you. My other hand will be just to the right of your right ass cheek. If you want to do one of those, that's fine. But I am not doing anything. I'm just gonna stand here like a giant fuck stick. And you just have at it. You just have at it. All right, okay. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Give out some free tickets. Everybody shows up, huh? It's like, this guy fucking rocks, man. Free tickets. I like this guy. All right, well, it's good to be here, man. It's nice to be back in town here in New York. I didn't do shit today. I didn't. I'm a loser, man. Just sat around watching TV and all that type of stuff. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know what? I'm sick of pedophiles. Yeah, sex offenders. Dude, they're on every channel. Everybody is doing something on sex offenders. It's like, dude, I got it. There's people out there touching kids, But it's not everybody. It's a very small portion of the population. So, take it down a few, because you're making it fucking awkward out there. Dude, you can't say hi to kids anymore. I love kids. I like making faces at them on the airplane, making them laugh. Now parents are like, is that a sex offender? They start huddling their kids in, making me feel like a freak, I'm terrified of kids now. Remember back in the day when a kid would come walking up to you, you could pat him on the head. Hey there, Rusty, how you doing, right? Now a kid comes walking up and I'm like, dude, get that thing the fuck away from me. Get it away from me. I'm serious, dude. Get it away from me. Hands are up high, not aroused, just terrified. Please, for the love of God, I'm serious. Get that thing away from me, all right? Don't need the FBI or have to catch a predator guy to come walking out. Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? No, sit down. That show To Catch a Predator, man, that is horrible PR for white people, huh? Jesus Christ. Can they move that show to an urban area every once in a while? Just catch a couple of R. Kelly's peeing on some kids, you know? Just balance it out a little bit. It's like, does every dude walking in that house got to look like me? Like, hey, I'm here, the fucking 8-year-old. How are you? No, but it's unbelievable. Everybody is talking about pedophiles and all that type of stuff. I don't know. Maybe there's more of them nowadays. Is it like easier now? Because the internet, you know? You know, because back in the day, you had to work for it, right? You know, you had to get an ice cream truck, you had to buy some fudgicles, you had to figure out when the kids got out of school, you pick a straggler, you know? Now you just go on the internet, you just Google www.8-year-old whose parents have fallen asleep, you know, you're in there. No, it's unreal. When's the last time you saw a kid riding a bicycle down the street? You're never going to see that shit again. You never see him playing outside. Parents just have them inside now, man. They just feed them and feed them, you know? Just making them fatter and fatter. I'm trying to make them unfuckable. That's what it is. That's why you see all these 450-pound 8-year-olds just come waddling out of the house. You can't get that kid in the car. I'm serious. Pedophiles in general, they're very skinny people. They got to start chalking up their forearms and fucking blowing out their back. It's just a theory, people. Seriously. Honestly. Don't take this shit too seriously.
Did you have runner-up names? Like, did you have a list?
I don't remember.
I'm fascinated by names. Because now it's like, I was going through with a friend of mine, and everyone starts to name their kid the same names, you know? Like, Olivia, Jack, James, like I just get so fascinated when people.
Jack and Olivia, beautiful names. I love those.
Those would be my.
But there was that weird time where everybody was trying to act like their kid was a cowboy in another.
Wyatt,
Dakota. There was a lot of that sort of.
Yes, Jameson.
Let's name
Henry.
them after a state none of us want to go to. that we all look down on here in L.A. and New York.
That's so true.
Yeah.
People like L.A. rich snobs were naming their kid Montana.
Yeah.
Even though they would never go there.
Yeah. Because
Denver.
Letterman bought a bunch of land out there. And all of a sudden they wanted to do it. I don't know what it was, but there was definitely some. You know.
I get fascinated by the trends of names. You know.
Some of them go away that need to go away. I don't know. There's a few names that I've seen out there, and it's like, are you going to homeschool that kid? Because if kids are as mean as I remember growing up, it's just like, I don't understand why you would do that. But you know what? It's their kid.
Yep.
They can name it what they want.
I have no sympathy. My last name is Cummings. I got it pretty hard.
You know, it's funny. I never even thought about that. You've always been Whitney Cummings.
Yeah.
So I never thought, I never put, sometimes you just have to separate the name for me to see it.
To see how bad it is. And
like there was guys I grew up with, I would watch playing sports, and their name was their whole name. And then one day someone would just say their first name. I was like, oh, my God.
That's your name.
That's a fucking terrible name.
Yeah, I would get I'd get the worst shit when I would get my papers back. Like in high school, people will have scratched it out and turned it into cum shot, come on your face. It was just constantly.
And you're like, someday I'm going to get married at 18. Get rid of this fucking last name.
I also, no one believes this, but it's true. My parents, before they got married, my dad's last name was Cummings and my mom was Cumming with no S. So I couldn't even take my mom's name or something when they got divorced.
Wait, they had the same name?
Yes, with my mom was Cummings. Her maiden name is Cumming with no S. I know.
No relation, obviously?
None. I mean, I don't know. Virginia and Texas. It's anyone's guess.
Wow, that's fucking wild.
Isn't that wild? I wanted to do my ancestry thing, but nobody will let me. I bet you wouldn't do that, huh?
No.
My last show in New York, I went down there, I had the best fucking time. I tried out all this new material and actually walked into the Comedy Store, and, they have the original room and then they have the main room. The original room is part of the original club when they just bought half of it. It used to be a nightclub called Ciro's. And where the original room sits, I think was the back of the main room. So, anyways, whatever. come out to LA, just walk in, take a look at it. So I go, what's going on in the main room? And they go, Dick Gregory. I go, what? They go, Dick Gregory. I go, Dick Gregory is on stage right now? And they were like, yeah. And I went in there, and the guy was fucking hilarious. Still funny as hell, still edgy. Talking about topical stuff. He was talking about Paris. He was talking about all this just right up to date stuff. He was fucking amazing. So that gave me a charge. So then I go into the original room. They bring me up. I start doing my thing. Everything's going great. You know, I did my little wage gap joke, and then I get off stage. Thanks a lot. And all of a sudden, this lady, she comes up to me, and then she just wants to present her case. She's like, well, actually, I'm in my mid-30s, and now I'm at an age now that when I go out with a guy, he wants to go Dutch. He expects me to pay for half. And then I just go, well, yeah, you should. You should. I don't think it's asking too much. You're in your 30s. You've demonstrated that you're not a first-round draft pick at this point. You're fucked up like me. So, I know I'm fucked up. I know you're fucked up. Or maybe too driven to commit to anything. So, we got to keep each other at arm's length here, right? So I pay for my shit, you pay for your shit. I couldn't even listen to that's your big fucking complaint in life, that for the first 30 years you got free fucking food and drinks. Like as a guy, do you know how far back into my life I got them? They get to live like 8-year-olds. Remember when you were a kid, you just walked around? As a kid, you had no money. You went out with your parents. You had a whole fucking day. You ate. You had drinks. You fucking, not booze, but, got yourself a high C, whatever the hell you had. Went to a ball game, whatever. You never went in your pockets. The life of a kid. You essentially, not like, look, I obviously know women don't just not pay for fucking anything, but I'm just saying that when they get courted, you don't have to pay for shit, generally speaking. Right? So anyway, so she comes up to me, and I just didn't want to fucking hear it, and I made the mistake. I treated her like a guy, and I feel bad. I just gave her shit. And then she was like, oh, you're being mean and everything. I'm like, it's a comedy club. We're comedians. This is what we do. And then she wanted to make her fucking point, and I just, I said, all right. And I just walked away. And then, of course, I made the mistake of asking another comic. I go, was I just too mean there? And he's like, yeah, no. Comedian will never say you're too mean. No, say, seemed about right. Felt like the right level of it. That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like when I'm standing on stage and you could heckle me while I'm making my point. Instead, you don't. You wait till I get off stage, and then you want to have some fucking, Charlie Rose conversation about what the fuck you think of the joke. I don't give a shit at that point. I would much rather that you yell out during my show. Like, hey, I'm in my 30s. I got to pay for a date. Then we could have had that hilarious conversation, a little back and forth. But instead, I got to get off stage, and then you come up to me like I'm being debriefed after my shift. You know what I mean? See where I went right, see where I went wrong. Like, I don't want to fucking hear that. But you're more than welcome to heckle me. I don't give a shit. I don't care about that, I'm up there. It's me and the mic stand. I feel safe. Who's kidding you? I was probably too much of an asshole. What do you want from me?
I mean, that's what I do.
I guess I pay attention to the wrong shit.
I've been doing martial arts since I was a little kid. I mean, maintaining your body is a big part of that. It's one of the most difficult parts of martial arts is not getting injured all the time. Because martial arts are all about hurting people. Right. So it's practicing hurting each other. So, like, you have to find good partners. And then
There's
you also
always
have to
that guy in class that goes too fucking hard.
There's always that. That's
Charlie Murphy told me about that guy.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Charlie sent me, and I only lasted a couple weeks at the dojo. My fucking ADD. Maybe I'll learn how to cook now. I left. So I never. But Charlie was just like, all right, here's the deal. You're going to go down there.
When was this?
Oh, back when we were doing the Rich Bitch tour.
Really?
Yeah.
You were doing what kind of martial arts were you doing?
whatever style he has, his fucking black dude. I only lasted like 2 weeks. I actually took jujitsu with Dom Fig.
Did you really?
In the late 90s. I lasted like 5 weeks of doing that. I actually did all right. I did all right. But then the guy teaching, he couldn't speak English. And this lady like dislocated like her fucking rib cage. Ooh. Something fucked up happened. And he didn't know what to do. And I just remembered like, you know, I was coming home with bruises and shit. It was like, that was like when pilot season, you could actually get on something. And I was just like, the fuck am I doing? Why don't I make enough money where I have security?
Back when you could actually get on something. Isn't that funny? You remember development deals?
Yeah. And shit could actually happen. And
you'd go to Montreal and get a deal and then you'd be set.
I just remember the guy who goes, skip the hip. It's like this. No good. It's like this. It's good. That was the whole fucking class.
Portuguese,
like, Like this? No. Like this?
Hip escape.
Yeah.
Shrimp. Yeah.
Skip the hip.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck he was saying. And, you know, I learned some shit. I still know if I'm on my back how to get somebody into an armbar, but it's probably, I look at martial arts, it's like comedy. So, like, I think that worked in the late 90s, but now that would be like a corny joke now. And I think like that move, be like, dude, you're going to fucking try that? Like an 8-year-old knows how to get out of that.
Like you're funny at the office, you think you're going to go kill at the Ryman Auditorium.
Yeah.
Right? That's the difference.
Yeah, it's more like a time thing where like that was probably state-of-the-art shit. Whatever was state-of-the-art then, I mean, you're talking, dude, oh my God, it was like 18 years ago. There's no fucking way that move. Everybody knows that moves. It's like playing drums.
Well, actually, all the standard old school moves of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are still good. They're all still good if you're good at them. Like there's some guys that are really good at what you would call basic is a weird word. Yeah, basic is a weird word, and people get upset when you say their jiu-jitsu is very basic. But some of the best guys ever have what you would call basic jiu-jitsu. It's not that it's basic. It's just they have only a small amount of moves that they use, but they have them sharpened to a razor's edge. Right. And it's not that they're not capable of doing everything else. It's just some guys, like there's guys that are known for just having a guillotine choke. That's all they do, and you just got to avoid that fucking guillotine choke, and they might still get you with it. There's some guys that just win by triangle all the time, only by triangle. And there's guys who only win by heel hook. There's like a bunch of different guys like that.
Who's like the California kid?
Uriah Faber?
Oh, dude, that guy's hilarious. Did you see him when he was on The Ultimate Fighter?
Sure.
Okay, that thing that when he gave that kid shit early on when he was trying to make the show, and whatever, he got caught and pick a move, whatever the fuck, rear naked choke or something like that, and then when the kid goes in and he loses, rear naked choke, and as he went out, like Uriah just goes like, he goes, that's what he's known for. Look him up. And what I loved about that, it was like old school parenting. Like no fucking sympathy. It's just like, and I thought it was a very empowering thing to do to that person. Like once he got past the defeat, like you'd be sitting there going like, what the fuck? You know that this is what the guy did. Let him beat you with anything else but that.
That's so easy said.
And this is on me.
It's so much easier said than done. It's incredibly difficult to stop someone who's really good at something if they're really good at it.
Oh, I don't think I'd have a problem, Joe. I've rented the last 20 years.
You fucking boxer.
I saw a woman a couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, going like, I don't understand. How come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? Right? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to sit there like dumbfounded, like, I don't know. Why is that? That is a conundrum. I have no idea. Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any fucking tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000-seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night. The promoter lost his fucking ass on that gig. I'm trying to learn to pick my battles when I date girls. I usually argue with women all the time, man. I'm stupid like that. You know? Like I dated this girl one time. She was like really into like women's issues. So we used to always have these dumbass arguments. So one time she came up to me, she goes, okay, explain this to me, Bill. Why does a guy make more an hour to do the exact same job, huh? I go, I'll tell you why. Because in the unlikely event that we're both on a Titanic and it starts to sink, for some fucked up reason, you get to leave with the kids and I have to stay. Yeah, that's why I get the $1 more an hour. No, think about it. If there's a house fire, it's always women and children first. I got to stand there with like the back of my shirt on fire going, let's go, people, let's go, let's go. So that's how I look at it. No, it's $1 an hour surcharge. That if something fucked up happens, either I can't leave or I got to like get in the way of it to give you a head start, like rabid dog, run honey, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You hear a bump in the night, I got to go check it out, like, yes, he does have a knife. Anytime there's a hostage situation, who do they negotiate for first? Well, at least let the women and children go. Well, what about me? Bullets hurt me too. Why the fuck do I gotta stay in the vault? No, that's my point, man. Where are all the feminists in those situations? You know what I mean? You can't find them. There are no feminists in a house fire. That's a guarantee. You could take the most hardcore feminist, some chick right in your face, like, you chauvinistic son of a bitch, little short, little haircut, the whole 9 yards, right? Second those flames break out, she's gonna twist those little hairs into pigtails. No, I'm just a girl. I wanna go play jump rope. And leave you standing in a burning house like you're not flammable. You know, but I'm not a dick, though. I'm not saying I think a woman should make $1 less an hour to do the same job. All I'm saying is if you're gonna make what I make when the boat sinks, you better be standing right there next to me, listen to that guy play the cello. Then you get the corner office. You get all the benefits or whatever. So anyways, I was watching George Bush today, man. That guy scares the shit out of me. No, not because like, all that political stuff. He's just like tuning to Jesus for me. I get uncomfortable with that. When people get like overly religious, it kind of freaks me out, you know? You know what I mean? Like I don't mind. I don't mind when like black people get really into Jesus though, you know? Because like somehow like the shit stays spiritual. You know, you get a couple of good songs out of it. You know what I mean? People look like they're having a good time. Somehow when like white dudes get too into Jesus, all of a sudden like shit catches on fire. People start dying, somebody says they're Jesus, and they try to fuck every chick in the compound. Then the FBI's got the place surrounded, that tank comes in shooting the flames out the front. And I'm not saying white dudes are any more crazier than black dudes, it's just that nobody's watching us. That's the problem. That's too much freedom. It's kind of like living alone, you know, that same kind of fucked up freedom. You ever feel when you live alone, you like slowly go crazy? You know, because you got too much freedom, because everybody does crazy shit. But when you live alone and start doing something crazy, there's nobody there to be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? What is wrong with you? What is that? Put it down. My girl's actually, she's really like religious. She goes to church every week, and I never go, and it freaks her out. She's like, why don't you go to church? You don't believe in God and heaven and hell and all that stuff? Why don't you go? And it's not because I don't believe in a higher power. I definitely do. My thing is when I go to church, I can't get past the fact that I'm just listening to some fucking guy. You ever think of that shit when you go in there? That's just some dude. And people are like, no, that's a special guy. No, it isn't. It isn't. He didn't like levitate down from the ceiling like, this white light around him. Why would you listen to another human being tell you where you're gonna go when you die? It's just like, dude, have you ever been dead? No. Great. So wouldn't it be safe to assume that you wouldn't have the slightest fucking idea what you're talking about? Yeah, you're making it up. You're making the shit up. You're not fooling me with the robes and the candles, speaking in Old English. He said it under you. Shut the fuck up. You don't talk like that. You're just some guy. Your name's Jerry. You played soccer. You got your ass kicked in gym class. And now you're doing this.
Can you see me breathing? Standing here without you. And I can see it's midnight. I cannot live without you. Can you see me breathe?
It's nice to be here. I'm at that age where everybody I know is getting married. Let me ask you a question. Why the hell do people keep getting married? You know what I mean? Isn't anybody looking at the stats? You know what I mean? 3 out of 4 marriages go right down the shitter, right? If you were going skydiving and they told you 3 out of 4 parachutes weren't going to open, you'd be like, yo, fuck that, I'm not going. Like, I don't like those odds. I have a 75% chance of splatting on the ground. But there's something about getting married. People just have to do it, right? They're just like, is this the line to lose half my shit? Awesome. This is gonna be great. No, I'm just kidding. I love women. I'm just not compatible with them. No, they got too much energy for me. You notice I said they always have to be doing something. You know, like they can't like take a day off, you know? You can't have a day off when you have a girlfriend. They just like see that open day. They're like, oh my God, let's fucking fill it up with shit. They just come at you with like one horrible idea after another. They have the worst ideas. They do. You ever get to this one, they'll be like, you want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, fucking no! But you can't say that. You got to keep her happy, right? So what do? You agree? Yeah, let's go to brunch. What a great idea. Why would you want to sleep in on a Sunday when you can go pay $52 for eggs? Now you're thinking. Then we can sit around and listen to your friends have moronic conversations about the eggs, you know, like, is that pesto? Is that pesto in your omelet? Oh, it's asparagus. It's asparagus. I thought it was pesto. I was dating this girl recently. She was like really into like women's issues, you know? Because women always go on TV, you know, they say all they want is to be treated exactly like guys. But if you listen to them, they don't. All they want is the good shit of being a guy. They're cherry picking. They look at a guy's life like it's like a buffet, right? Like you just can start picking out stuff, like same amount an hour, we'll take some of that. Pay for the movie, fuck that. You can keep that one, I don't like that one. This is nice, that's yucky, that's icky. Hey, come on, people, you can't choose. This girl gives me shit. She goes, well, why does a guy make more an hour to do the exact same job? I go, I'll tell you why. Because in the unlikely event that we're both on a Titanic and it starts to sink, for some fucked up reason, you get to leave with the kids and I have to stay. That's why I get the $1 more an hour. Oh, it's a $1 an hour surcharge. You hear a bump in the night, I gotta go check it out. Like, yes, he does have a knife. Anytime there's a hostage situation, who do they negotiate for? Well, at least let the women and children go. Well, what about me? You think I want to stay in the vault? Those 20 other sweaty guys sharing a bag of peanuts, you know? Praying to God I'm not the hostage who gets dragged out by the psycho with a gun to my head as he's asking the cops for a helicopter, which I know he's not going to get, right? I know he's not getting the helicopter. So now I got to make idle conversation with the 38 to my head going, dude, go for a rent-a-car. I think you should go for the rent-a-car. See what I'm saying? Where are all those feminists then? You can't find them. They had no feminists in a house fire. You can take the most hardcore feminist, you know, some chick right in your face, you chauvinistic son of a bitch, you know, little short, little haircut, you know. Second those flames break out, she'll twist those little hairs into pigtails. Oh, I'm just a girl. I want to go play jump rope. No, that's why I hated that movie, the Titanic. Every girl I meet thinks that movie's romantic. It's irritating. I think that was really romantic, don't you think? It's like, no! It's a fucking horror film. And they're always like, why? I'm like, because all the guys die. See, you're watching it trying to relate, going, who would I be? You'd be that chick floating away in the big piece of luggage, right? I'm watching it going, who would I be? I'd be that dude when, like, the boat breaks in half, that dude who, like, falls straight down and bangs off the shit and goes in the water. That's who I'd be. I'd be wearing a tuxedo, not because I wanted to, but you wanted to dress up that night, right? I'd be falling.
I'd be falling the whole way down going, I should have fucked that chick in first class. All right, listen, I'm out of time. You guys are a lot of fun. Thank you very much.